Ladies and gentlemen, Waldorf has just released a VST version of their now legendary Blofeld synthesizer. So now you don't have to go buy the crappy hardware with the terrible UI. You can go get it in VST form. But is it actually any good? We're gonna take a peek at it and I'm gonna show you some cool things, some bad things. Ultimately, it's okay. So the greatest thing about the Blofeld VST here, for anybody who's actually used the hardware, is they know what a pain it is to program the hardware. And just having this in a nicely laid out VST, it's just like instantly made it much easier to wrap my head around this synthesizer and what it's capable of. So pretty much anything you need to alter a preset can be done from this one UI here. Now, Waldorf did just release a microwave VST a couple months ago, and very candidly up front, I prefer that one. I think it sounds better. It's a sleeker UI, less bugs in it, and it's just a better VST. This one's not terrible, but it's definitely got a lot of problems in it. It does kind of feel like a bit of a alpha or beta version. The preset management in here is incredibly confusing in terms of how everything's set up, how you initialize save patches. A little bit of a crap show on this side. I mean, it works. It's just not a great experience to manage presets in here. Now, right out the gate, I'll tell folks, yes, you can sync it with your Blofeld hardware. So if you have a hardware version, it is possible to sync it up and import presets from your physical unit into the VST version. For folks who don't know what this is, it is essentially another wavetable synthesizer from the 2000s era. And basically what you get here is up to 3 different oscillators. In those oscillators, you have your standard oscillators, pulse, sawtooth, triangle, sine. But of course, you then have a list of all these different wavetables that you can use as oscillators, with wavetable scanning and modulation, as well as user wavetables and even samples. Yes, you can actually load samples into here, but that is kind of a bit of a disaster through this UI as well. So if you're looking for like a sampler, I don't think this is a great synth to do that in. The other thing I'll quickly call out here are the effects are incredibly bad. I didn't know if they were this bad on the hardware version of it, but we just pull in a reverb. I mean, it's just terrible. And that's like all these effects. I mean, the chorus. Yeah, they just don't sound great. So you get 2 effect slots here. Some pretty bad effects in my opinion. I would just plan to use external effects in here. Just much better than what it offers. That being said, that's some quick negatives. It is like, it's fine. It's okay. If you like the Blofeld sound, I mean, it's going to do what you would expect it to do, right? And so if I come into my presets here, I'll just run through a couple presets I've set up. Some, little dub type stabs in here. So that's just dry coming out of the synthesizer. This one, we're stacking up a few oscillators here, a sine wave, sawtooth, and a wavetable. A little bit of wavetable modulation, some nice filter action. We don't want to use those effects in here because they're bad, so I'll use an Arturia tape delay into an Arturia reverb intensity. So you can definitely get some nice stabs, dubby stabs out of these things. I think, wavetable synthesis, all the Waldorfs, etc. Really good sense for like dub techno stabs. You get that nice sizzle, right, on the top end. I think that's so just characteristic of Waldorf's various synthesizers. So a little velocity sensitivity to open the filter up, and you could just hear when we really press hard, that sizzle from the filter cut off. Really, really nice sound. bad, not bad. Here's a standard dub saw. We got this really funky one here with 2 oscillators stacked up, a lot of wavetable modulation. So you can definitely, like, again, you can get some nice sounds out of here. It does sound good. It sounds like a Blofeld. I can't tell a difference between the hardware. And so let me show you guys making an actual chord stab on here so you can get a good sense of what it's like to use this thing. So what I'm gonna do is come in and initialize the part here. So that gives us 1 oscillator. Let's do no effect. And let's go ahead and go for a wavetable. We have to, so we can come in and use any of these wavetables in here. And by default, oscillator 2 and 3 are turned off. So if we wanted to stack up another oscillator, we could turn those on with this button here. Let's just keep 1 oscillator for now, and let's go ahead and add some modulation to scan through the wavetable. So on the wave mod here, we can assign any of these to it. We'll do LFO1, and we'll come to LFO1 over on the right, drop down the speed. Nice slow sweep through the wavetable. Cool. There we go. So over on the filter section here, a couple different filter options in there: low pass, band pass, high pass, notch, PPG, low pass. And you can use 2 filters and change how those are routed. So you can do in serial or parallel here by just clicking these icons. Let's just keep it on 1 filter. Again, by default, the second filter's turned off. We'll use a low pass 24, drop the cutoff, make it nice and soft. And then we'll add a filter envelope to that to open up the filter. We'll come to our envelopes here, go to filter envelope, and we can play with the pack, decay, sustain, release. Now, this is really nice on the Blofeld. It has this filter drive here, and you can select from these different drive options. So clipping, tube, hard, all sorts of different ones. I like the tube here. And when you drive it, add some nice warm saturation, makes the sound a bit louder, kind of pierce through the mix. And then let's start to send that through some external effect. Let's go to the amp envelope, turn off the sustain. We can add a little bit of velocity modulation on the filter cutoff. So based on how hard I press the key, it'll open up the filter more. So we can drop the filter envelope a little. So a little more dynamic. Let's drop the volume a little, and let's come find a different wavetable in here. Then maybe we come to our panning here, and we apply some pan modulation with that LFO1. Let's play around, maybe a bandpass filter. Little resonance. Maybe we make this filter decay even quicker. High pass. Yeah, pretty interesting, you know? So then you can come into your oscillator to enable that. You can mix any of your 3 oscillators in here, right? So I can mix in the volume of 1 and 2, and so 2 is using a sawtooth. Maybe we detune the second oscillator a little. And that's kind of the gist of it, folks. So, you know, it is very easy to quickly make sounds in here. I think in any modern VST, I always appreciate when all the parameters are laid out on one screen, you know? So yeah, I mean, look, it sounds like a Blofeld. It's cheaper than a Blofeld. You don't have to maintain hardware. I do think there's some bugs in the software. You know, managing presets, managing samples isn't the easiest. I found a ton of bugs in there. It does have an arpeggiator in here. I think it's kind of buggy too, just trying to play with it. It does have a modulation matrix, multi-mode, if that's something that's of interest to you. And of course, right, you can load in your Blofeld presets into here too. So, you know, look, by and large, like, it's fine. I prefer the microwave VST they recently released over this. Again, I think it just has a better UI and sounds a little bit better and can essentially make the same sounds as this, but it's cool. You know, check it out. Maybe you don't check it out. Either way, hope you found this video useful. Have a good one.